All right, so today I'm going to show you all how to start up a node on Xelis. And this is a bare bones Ubuntu VM. So I've actually got two prerequisites that most standard Linux users probably won't need to worry about. I'm including them just because I think it's probably pretty likely that um, some people out there might also run on like a bare bones install or a bare bones VM. But again, this may not apply to you. So if you run into problems while you're installing and you didn't do these two steps, that may be why. But otherwise, you might be able to just ignore them. So the first prerequisite I have is I need to install curl. Curl is going to be used later on to install Rust, I believe. Um, so it's the first thing I'm going to do, and we're going to sudo apt get install. All right, the second thing I'm going to do is sudo apt install build essential. Oops, sudo apt install build essential. This is going to give us a C linker. It's really the only thing I needed this for. But again, if you are a standard Linux user, you might have curl and you might have some sort of C linker already installed in your machine. All right, and with that, we can begin the real tutorial. So the first thing we do is we need to install Rust. And the easiest way to do that is to just Google install Rust, go to Rust's website and copy the code they give us. Sorry, there we go. It's right here. So let's copy that. If you're a Windows user, you can actually just download the uh, exe. It's somewhere in this page. Yeah, there it is. rustup-init.exe. Um, but we're going to copy and paste this here. And this should be maybe about a minute. Great. So now that that's done, the second thing we're going to do is we have to install Git. Again, for Windows users, I think you can just download this. And yeah, if we go to downloads, if you click Windows, you should have your exe in there. But on Linux, we're just going to sudo apt get install git. And this should also be pretty quick. All right, there we go. So at this point, we need to switch directories to wherever you want this installed. And in this case, I want it on the desktop. So I'm going to open a terminal here and we're going to say git clone. And we need to clone the repository. So I'm going to need the URL for that. You can find that by going to Xelis's website. The link to the GitHub is on their homepage. Um, there we go. And right here we have the GitHub. And you can just click code and copy that. Paste that into our terminal. This should be pretty quick. There we go, we're already done. So from here, change directories to the folder that just created. And we're going to cargo build dash dash release. This could take a while. I think I've done this on a Raspberry Pi 3B and it's taken up to an hour. On a standard machine, it's probably going to take just a few minutes. I mean, it totally depends on how powerful your computer is or how many resources you've allocated to your VM. Um, I think on this computer it's usually under 5 minutes. So I'll just pause and come back when it's done. All right, so as you can see, it only took about 3.5 minutes. Um, and if we close this, we can see here's our target folder and here's our release folder where we just built from source. From here, you need to open a terminal, and we could just type /Xelis daemon and run the daemon and we'd be done. I do, however, suggest that you generate a config file and you invoke that config file every time you run the daemon. And that's just so that whatever parameters you would normally run your daemon with, you don't have to type them in or remember them every single time. If you have a config file with them set, you can just run the daemon with one command or with one parameter set. So we're going to do /Xelis daemon dash dash generate dash config dash template. And then we need to tell it where to generate the template. So dash dash config dash file. And we'll just say config.json for now. Um, so here it is. And if we open that up, here's all the various different parameters we can set. If you want more information about these parameters, you can go to Xelis's website and read through the full documentation, which I'll just show you real quick where that is. Um, from the homepage in the top right corner, just click documentation. Um, and there's a whole lot of information here. In fact, this video tutorial is actually basically just this build from source tutorial. The only ones I'll really talk about real quick are fast sync, boost sync, and auto prune keep in blocks. If you want to run a prunes node, you probably want fast sync set to true, and you want auto prune keep in blocks set to some value. Um, However many blocks you decide to keep depends on the amount of storage space you have, and then just your own personal preference. If you want to run a full node, this definitely needs to be false. You don't want fast sync set, and you probably want boost sync set to true to speed things up, and you don't want a number set for auto prune to keep in blocks. You don't want to prune at all. Um, and if you like running full nodes and you have plenty of hard drive space, then that's the way you want to go. But otherwise, for people pruning, stick with fast sync and some number set here. So now that we have that config file, the way we can start the daemon every time is just /Xelis daemon dash dash config file and then config.json because that's what we named it. And there we go. The node is up and running. As soon as it connects to a peer and gets some blocks, you'll see it. There we go. It's pretty slow because I did not give it fast sync or boost sync permissions. I'm not going to actually let this run because I don't want to run one under these settings. But just wanted to let you see that that's all you need to do. So I highly suggest you create a config file and figure out what parameters you want. But that's basically all you need to know. So with that information, you are ready to run a node.